slowly they crept out for freedom. As long as it wouldn't get any attention from the slave owners. And they were like shadows when they ran past the lights. They made no noise from they learned from Gino. He hid them all in a fog, and they missed, and they learned how to exist. They weren't ever out of the box thinkers. They don't know more than attempt to slave you. They were shot along with the females and the old. They were beaten to death. And they were sliced deeply. They just couldn't survive the calamity. They tried with half spirit when everything turned into the drone. They were taken by the surge. They tried to survive, but they were murdered away. You can't forget about humanitarianism. You can't forget about the basics of right. They tried to cross through the minesweeper defenses in the snow, and they were white. Some say they knew 6 hours before the beginning of the end of the earth, and people from the 80s, they listened to a lot of their music without avail. And they went down, and they sunk with claws of the drowning. Edward the darling held the rose for the human, for what it would matter to the dead, all but it mattered to the life, to the alive. They tried to eat the sow bug in the end of their hibernative mind. It was a laugh. They tried to seem right during firefight. their souls were absorbed by Eddie himself. He swept their souls like a wind off the planet with what must have been Indian magic. They were resting on the moon, so white. They were not the same kind, and so they were sliced away. What else could you do? What else could you say? They weren't good for anything. And there was loud sounds from the blue light, which was a free light. And in the blue light, it was a free light. It erupted California, and their heads began to blow. They turned into wood. They took one look at the ant and died. Never again to bother the alive. They took one look at the ant and they died. No longer will they bother the alive. No longer will they bother the alive. No longer will their bodies crowd up the hands of time. No longer will they roam the world. The beatings and the firewall sure made char chicken out of them. And during that time, so many could not survive. Back inside the coffin, which is your home, turn the air conditioner up. Died in silence. Every so often, an ambulance rolls by. No longer to bother those who were alive. And the retarded children and the females, they finally learn how to live. The blood that night. There was no cop inside. Oh, in the free man's light, it was like a force that blew up their brain. It was like a force that blew up a fat heart. Blew up a fat heart. Blew up a fat heart. They weren't wet with sweat. 100,000 years, 500,000 years. Off to the moon, where you will be disintegrated. Off to the hot moon, where you'll be disintegrated. No more night sky looking up for you. And the night sky faded into the stucco ceiling, and the cigarette burned into the icy air. And no one was there for you to see. And every curse sank into the ocean. The very next day, the air had returned.